So before going into the mix, you need to record. And to record, you might want to prepare your session in a way that you get the most out of it. One thing that you want to do is to create markers and memory locations. The other thing is how you operationally work with the tracks very quickly. And we know that in the track list, which is on the left there, you can click on the balls next to the names, or option click will select them all, option click will unselect them all. You basically can do exactly as clicking on a track. Well, you can also shift click on the names there. So it's a very fast way to select tracks. What I normally do, I unselect them all and then choose only the one that I want to work on. For example, I want to work on the piano, and so I have only that in focus, and then I can also mute solo the other instruments. So that's a way to use very quickly the views. Then another useful thing is when you're editing, you can press the letter E, and it makes even bigger the track without you having to go on this thing and open a large or jumbo, which you can also do. And when you have multiple tracks in view, you can option click on this one, put it on mini, and it will apply to all the tracks in the session. So the modifier keys, which is option click or option shift click or command option shift, they are very important, and you want to learn how to use them. So option is apply your command to everything. Option shift is applying your command to all the tracks that are selected. And option shift with command, apply the command cascading it. So for example, if I want to assign an output number 1 to the first track and progressively having the other track on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, if you press option shift and command, the first track that you click will have the assignment number 1, and then the other will be incrementally bigger. So let's look at the memory location. On the window memory location, you have an interesting tool. I want to know exactly where are the part of my structure of the song, and you have analyzed the song already, so you know where the verse are, where the chorus are. Why not go into the correct bar? So I go back to the grid mode. I have the grid highlighted, and by the way, what's this grid mode? The grid is the actual division in bars and beats for your track. And how do you set it up? For example, here in this display, you want to set not on minutes and seconds, not on time code, you want on bars and beats, because we're working in bars and beats in the music. Obviously make sure that you correctly set your bars and beats and your tempo there, your time signature and tempo, otherwise you can create mistakes, and that has to be done before the starting of the session. Then you see these lines across, those are the grids. And by the way, the grid now is fixed on a 16 node. You can put it on an 8 node or a crotchet node, and you can activate it or close it down. This helps a lot when you want to move things. So let's look at it. If I deactivate it, you don't see it. If I make it smaller, you can see there are different smaller cuts like that one. So that could be very useful to snap things to the beat, but they don't snap if you have the sleep mode selected. So you will probably need to edit some sound and trim them with the sleep mode, and instead put them on the grid of the bars and beats using the grid. I will not use the shuffle and spot for the moment. They can cause issues if you don't know how to use them. Then last but not least, so let's say that this bar here, bar 24, is actually the beginning of my verse. What I can do is to, by pressing the enter on the numeric keypad, or in the memory location window, you click on this and you say new memory location, you open up the new memory location display. And this could be a marker or a selection. I recommend to do markers for the first time. And so for example, here is the verse. The memory location has a peculiar number that you can always recall. You can color the marker so you can actually see it in the display. And when I press OK, it appears there in my track. So if I lose the position and I click again on the verse, it goes exactly there. Imagine you want to record a piece and the instrumentalist tell you, oh, can you go back to the verse? And you can just, in 1 second, you can be right there. So if you take time to do this job preliminary before recording, or even in your editing session, that will speed up your job. Another feature is the memory location that you can use for, not as a marker, but as a selection. and I love to use it in this way. For example, I have to work intensively on my bass, and look what I can do. I'm gonna visualize the bass. I'm gonna put it here, just like that. Okay, and that's a nice view. It's quite a good zoom. Actually, I can make a little larger zoom, and I like it in this way. And I don't want anything around, so I want to save this so that I can go back to it. And so, for example, I can create a new memory location, and instead of marker I call it selection, and I call it bass, and I want the zoom setting to be on. I want the track visibility, the track heights, and even the window configuration. If I press OK, now if I go back to my other views, so this one, I can also save that, and I can do, let's say, new memory location. This is main view, and I can do as a selection, and I can have the same settings there, and I press OK. So look what I can do. I can go to base, and I can go to the main view. So I can customize views for my Pro Tools, so that I can actually work much faster to swap around on all the problems and all the issues of the song, and I have the correct visualization, the one that helped me to work best to do all the editing jobs.